Welcome into the Stanford Cardinal Dynasty, where today we look to close out our 5-game home streak. And this one is a pretty big one, as the Stanford Cardinal have broken back into the top 10. Well, looking to take that away are the UCLA Bruins. And this Bruins team, they've had a very hot and cold season, starting off with a 56-0 goose egg over the FCS Midwest Coyotes. They then lost in a close game to UMass, answering back in a really big way, 52-17 over Troy. They pulled off the close game against Boise State and then got trounced by the Oregon Ducks, 42-21. They then went and destroyed Washington, as well as Air Force. So when they're clicking, they're doing pretty well, and they've put up at least 45 points in the last 2 weeks, giving up a total of 20. And that's largely in thanks to Manny Jose, their senior quarterback, who has near 2,500 yards, 29 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. He's hitting on 71% of his passes. Running has also been pretty smooth for him in Walter Marshall. He had a couple big plays against us the last time we met UCLA. He's averaging 6 yards per rush this year. 3 touchdowns for him, as well as Jose and Alu Fohai. As for their receiving group, it's Tremaine Baskerville, who is their main man. 51 catches, about 900 yards, and 11 touchdowns. Though J.P. Cutting, who is their best route runner, he's also gotten a lot of touchdowns, 10 on 35 grabs. They'll get Terry Newcomb involved in their tight end in Walter Hand. And defensively, it really is just a group by the unit. No one necessarily standing out in any of the 3 main categories. If they are to get some sacks, it's going to be either Durbin or Kane. But the main focus for the Cardinal after a 1-2 start was to get through this homestand, leaving 6-2. If they beat the Bruins today, they will have accomplished that before they meet up with Washington and Oregon. Now, we all know how important those 2 games are with how last year went for the Cardinal. But we've got to get through this one as we are underway. It's Salmon back to return, and he will take it down the middle, weaving and being brought down at the 22. Looked like a little bit more space was there than there actually was. But Montreal Dog and the offense will hit the field. While the running game has definitely been a part of this team for the last few years, he's really brought it to a new level. At the 22, they will look to hand it off to 32, who shakes 1 tackle and will pick up a total of 5. He's had several games over 100 rushing, had another one last week, as they'll look to continue feeding him, motioning out Gomez at tight end. They go with the stretch to the outside. Well, he's got the power, he's got the speed. He shows both there to cap off that run. A real fun player to watch. He gets his breather here with a 1st and 10. As they go triple option, draft, flips it out late. They've got Thompson, who's going to pick up the 1st down. A really strong 1-2 punch here for the Cardinal if they ever really choose to use it. The 1st and 10 into plus side, they will look to throw the ball. To the outside, they've got Kramer, who had the entire sideline. Unfortunately, he didn't turn up. So it's a short gain of 3 and an even shorter gain of 1. Dog check back in, and he doesn't manage much, though it looked like it was opening up. It's 3rd and 6. As they get the tight end screen out to Gomez, who spins off the tackle. Looks to be about a yard short. But to no surprise, the offense does stay on out here. And they hand it off Thompson. He'll pick up the 1st down. Coach Barrington, one of the more aggressive coaches in the league here. Cardinal got a 1st down at the 29. As they go with a play action roll. And trying to set his feet, throws and squeezes it in between 3 defenders for Moses. A very risky throw there from Draft, but he threaded it. As they go back to Montreal Dog, ball pops out, and it looks like a Bruin recovers. Montreal Dog coughs it up. It looked like he tried to lay the hit, but instead, the defender just knocked the ball clean out of his hands. A very disappointing end to what was a strong drive for the Cardinal. Jose and the Bruins take over as they go right down the middle for no gain. Cassius Sampson stuffs it immediately. The Bruins got Marshall going on some more passes out of the backfield in the previous matchup. And a ball pops out. It's Sony Fotu touchdown. Cassius Sampson, while being blocked, he punches the ball out of Jose's hands. 2 fumbles out the gate. Stanford Cardinal get the scoop. If it really even hit the ground, it honestly could have been close to an interception. But all in all, that's a perfect example of how the game of football is a team sport. The defense lifts up the offense off their turnover with one of their own, and we got a 7-0 game here in Palo Alto. UCLA starting their second drive just as they did the first, with Marshall going nowhere. Cantwell, the big DT, there to bring him down. They'll give him about half a yard gained at 2nd and 9. With a spread look, Sampson with a strong rip and cutting, getting chopped out. Or more honestly, getting cut out. If you see what I did there, with a 3rd and 3. Bruins have motion. Cardinal bring the blitz. It's open to Cutting. He didn't like the pun. He's going to get a first down here for the Bruins. And this is an offense with a lot of stamina, especially with their hurry-up game. As they get motion, Marshall, it opens up this time for him as he rumbles for about 9.5. They're going to credit him just short of the line to gain. UCLA with a hurry-up. They got the split backfield as one of their receivers back there as well. He'll lead the way for Marshall, but it's Marcotte coming off the corner blitz to bring him down. Maybe a gain of a millimeter at most. Do they go right back to Marshall? They do, but with a handoff behind the quarterback. You can't do that with the speed of Cassius Sampson. He'll help end the first 2 drives here of the Bruins, and now the Cardinal offense get to come back out here. Dog fumbled the last time. Not like him. He's normally pretty sure-handed with that rock in between his arms. As he stays on his feet there, he picks up an extra 3. Seems quite evident he wants to make up for his mistakes the last time. A 2nd and 1. And they did not block the man down the middle. Henry drops him for a loss of 3, just as he got the extra 3 on the previous. Leaves a 3rd and 4 here for draft. As he'll flip this one out, he's got Gomez, his 2nd catch of the day. Oh, this one goes for sure as a first down, up to the 41. A spread look here, 2 receivers either side. Thompson in that running back, look his way out of the backfield, and he's got about 9. Takes a pretty good hit. Falls at the logo. A heavy rotation at the running back spot early this game. Dog back in. He follows the power and gets the first. And ultimately ends the first as we head towards the second. It's a 7-0 Stanford lead, thanks to the strip sack in the end zone recovered by Sony Fotu. Really good rushing out the gate outside the fumble. But I'm sure Dog will make up for it for us in the long run here. Plus side as we get the second quarter underway. As they look to set up the receiver screen. They get it out to Moses with some blockers there, but it's the blockers blocking the way. Only end up picking up 3. We'll bring up a 2nd and 7 at the 44. As they go with the RPO, it's Dog following the big blocks down the middle. Fowler to help clear the way. And it still leaves the Cardinal with a 3rd and minimal. Maryland I here with all the blockers in front. Dog's got the first down. Though those blocks did not hold for very long. At the 35, they stick with the heavy set, and they go play action. And flip it. No, he doesn't get it out. He must have not watched the Stafford tape. All you need is a quick little flick. It really doesn't even have to be a pass. Instead, it's 2nd and 9. As they go to the running game, Montreal Dog with a little hurdle. He's going to pick up the lost yards. Not much more. After that, it's 3rd and 10 at the 36. They go 2 to the left-hand side, 1 to the right in Lanier. Thompson in the backfield as they fake it to him. Immediate pressure, and they're going to lose the yards right back. Is Forrest Hendy. My apologies to him. I believe I called him Henry earlier in the game. Bruins take over at the 6-yard line. They get motion out to the right-hand side. Stanford brings the blitz, and they get the pass off to Marshall. Marcotte nearly gets the safety. And I'm sure all Bruins fans really just thinking to get out from the end zone. Create some space. It didn't go too well for him the last time they were that close. And under pressure, Cantwell. He delivers the big hit on Jose. A loss brings up 3rd and 11. Double A gap look. They bring the blitz, and the safety comes this time. Just a handful of plays later, Cantwell arrives, back-to-back plays, and Jose gives the Cardinal another 2 points. Once again, the aggressive nature of this Coach Barrington-led defense shows up with a big play. They have all the points today, as it's Dog taking the stretch to the outside. He'll pick up 7. We saw the slot guy there trying to punch out the ball for the Bruins. They're clearly trying to force another fumble. Worked for him earlier in this game. Gomez can't hold on to it. I believe that might have been Hendy yet again making the play. Brings up a 3rd and 3. Hard count, no one jumps. Draft gonna motion over the right side in Moses. They bring the blitz. Throw to the outside is caught by Blouse. Not able to turn away, but he did enough to block out the corner. First down at the 50. As they go back to the running game, Dog to the right-hand side. He trucks through the corner, maybe even safety. Hard running for him, already approaching 75 yards. He'll catch a breather here with a 2nd and 1. Thompson back there as they go with a play action. And they throw it high, intended for Gomez. When you got the 2nd and short, you take those shots. 3rd and about half a yard. Montrell Dog lunges but is short. That time, Durbin makes the play. It is 4th and 1. And it's an option that Draft is going to keep. He picks up the first down and he runs straight into the outside defenders. Didn't really put a move on him. He's going to head off the field here as it's Montrell Dog, Wildcat quarterback. They take it right-hand side, and Heath kind of pushed him into the tackle. I don't think that's what your blockers are really supposed to do, but goes as a gain of 3 and sends us inside the 2-minute warning. As we got a bunch to the right-hand side, Draft, he's going to look to throw. He's got Lanier with some grass in front of him, and he hops in awkwardly to the end zone. Offense finally gets some points on the board themselves as they open up a 16-0 lead about a minute 50 before half. For the Bruins, they really need Jose to respond here before half. They've given up 9 points offensively. They got to find some points before the end of this first half. As they take a deep ball shot, Tim Easy 1v1, and he doesn't break it up. Jose finds JP cutting all the way down to the 14. A huge play for the Bruins. As here comes Sampson. He rips him down. He's been phenomenal. Well, frankly, I don't even have to tell you that. You can tell by all the stickers on the helmet. It's a loss of 2nd. And a 2nd and 17. Sampson doesn't contain Jose on the loose out there. Slides down. Goes as about a gain of 11, though he technically still has negative 10 yards with the sack yardage. It's 3rd and 6 here for the Bruins. As they'll look to throw to the outside, it's a touchdown and a much-needed response here by the Bruins. Tremaine Baskerville left alone in the back corner. He gets the Bruins on the board and makes this yet again a 9-point game, 16-7. Though they left 52 seconds, and the Cardinal retake that big lead. They start with a throw. To the outside, they find Gomez, who's going to pick up 13 and out of bounds. This team really hasn't been a deep ball throwing kind of offense in the last handful of weeks. Draft does have a decent arm to him, but it's more of his legs that are a threat. As he throws, he finds Lanier, who's been great coming across the entire field. That's how he scored his last touchdown. This time, he gets the Cardinal down about field goal range. At the 35, they've only taken up about 10 or so seconds. Kramer checks in as they go with some play action. And he throws in bounds. He finds Kramer about a gain of 5. Stanford calls their first timeout. Smart job there from Draft. You don't have to find the big play every time. Just get a little something. With 2 spread either side now here at the 30. As they got the little switch concept to the outside, there's Ball, who dropped it. It was in his hands in the end zone. A big miss there for the young receiver here of the Cardinal. A lot of speed. He's got to work on the hands. A 3rd and 5. As they will look to throw, they go right side to Blauset. He's got the first down, takes a good hit. Second timeout call. Cardinals still have 23 seconds, but only one timeout in that back pocket. They sit at the 22. With a single back ace formation, Moses in motion. As they look to flood one side of the field, flipping this one forward, they find Moses, who's going to pick up the first down. They've got to get their hurry-up game going here with those limited timeouts. That clock is running. Getting to the line, making a slight adjustment here as we tick inside 10 seconds. Throw the slant again, and it's a touchdown for Moses. A great job there from Draft. They used up just about all of those 52 seconds they had to start this drive, leaving 7 left as they regain a 16-point lead. And that'll be how we take this into halftime. Too late. Second quarter scores, one for both teams. Makes this a 23-7 game. We've given up 100 total yards. Meanwhile, the offense has had 240. Overall, the defense played a phenomenal first half, getting after Jose and forcing a lot of mistakes. They scored 9 points off of him. They really only had 2 bad plays, the big shot to JP Cutting, and then the touchdown to Baskerville in the corner. Offense responded as they have responded throughout their mistakes, had the fumble earlier, but then bounced back with near 100 rushing yards for Dog in the first half. But it's going to be up to the defense to make sure that they get back to their strong play and don't let what happened that last drive for UCLA continue into this half. As they start off with the ball, they get it out to Marshall. Thad Smith was there, he just didn't make the play. And that's always what's unfortunate to see when the mentality is there. They read the play well, they just don't quite do enough to make the big thing happen. As Jose scrambles, nearly taking a shot from said Thad Smith. He pulled up late as he went to slide. It's a first down for the Bruins as they go hurry up here, shaking up a couple different things. Empty set. Jose still making changes. Looks like the Cardinal will as well. As they had 2 to the left, 3 to the right. They go to Marshall. He gets chopped out by Harulahu. Be about a gain of 6 there on first. A 2nd and 4. With a pass across the middle, they're going to find Baskerville. He only had the 1 catch in the first half. It was just a touchdown, so a pretty good one. He finds his 2nd early on in this second half. With a pass to the outside and falling over, it opens up for Baskerville, puts on the juke, and they say he crossed the plane. He's stretched. That's now 2 touchdowns for him and 2 straight touchdown drives for UCLA as they're trying to answer back here after a sloppy first half. To help even more, they're going to keep the offense out there. 2-point try as it's 23-13, and they go to Jose. A gamble that pays off, the QB draw. And now we've got ourselves an 8-point ball game. Offense takes the field at the 19. Once again, they need to answer to make sure that they limit the momentum swing here for UCLA. Moses takes the jet sweep for 11. Are getting pretty much everyone involved out here today, which is nice to see. An offense by a group under pressure and getting rid of it at time. And honestly, that throw actually quadrupled the distance of the Stafford tape. It's 2nd and 10 as it's Montrell Dog, who they say coughed it up again, but it looked pretty clear that that ball came out when he hit the ground. No booth review comes in, so Coach Barrington will toss the red flag out. We'll take another look here. And the knee hits, elbow hits, then the ball comes out. That is clearly not a fumble. Refs will overturn that call, but it is still a 3rd and 6 here. Thompson checking in right after as they look to set up the halfback screen his way with a couple blockers in front. Though Fowler didn't quite get that block. Thompson able to utilize that speed. He gets out of bounds with a 1st and 10 at the 42. Motion over all the way to the outside. Blauset, he picks up a block. A little bit of a stiff arm as he gets 11 in the first. He really hasn't seen as many big plays as he did last year as he surpassed 1,000 receiving yards. We'll see if that changes as the season goes on, as they get a little bit more comfortable passing. It was definitely a little bit of a concern the first couple games under Gordon Draft. They pick up 3 as they go back to Blauset. Now with a strong run to the outside, Thompson shucks off the tackler, comes up about at the first down marker. But again, don't give it to him. 3rd and inches. Dog back in. He's got the first down. And that puts him at 84 yards, but then he goes right back out. So it looks like they might be leaning a bit more towards Thompson here in the second half with some of the turnover issues they've had. High pointed ball. Moses brings it down. That might cost him some yards here, but he still gets down inside the 5. He's closing in on 100 yards as well, needing just 23 more as we're inside 2.5 minutes. Thompson with a lead block from Kramer. Give it to the O-line and fullback. Thompson able to walk in untouched. Cardinal yet again answer the score of the Bruins as they make it 30-15. Cardinal offense doing a great job of continuing their strong performance of the second half last week. It's back to the first half that this defense needs to get back to. They've given up 2 straight touchdown drives. Jose, he's starting to catch his groove. They go with a handoff, and they lose one. Thad Smith meets Marshall in the gap. Not able to get too far, though they go with a slightly more extended run. And that nets about 3. It's 3rd and 8. As they look to flood one side of the field once again, looking for the deep shot. Tim Easy dropped the pick. It was in his hands. He went to tuck it, and he dropped it. Either way, he handled that play much better than the previous deep ball. It's a forced punt, and at the 42, the Cardinal offense starts as they go Thompson to the outside. Good blocking from the receiver. A little stiff arm, but escorted out of bounds. Good news for the Cardinals. We are still in the 3rd quarter. The clock will continue to run as they go back to Thompson, and he's got the first down. Very much seems like they've gotten back to the focus on the running game here. Dog checking back in. They're in plus side. As they go with a stretch, they do not contain. Dog to the outside as he gets pushed out about the 29. As we head to the 4th, that puts Montrell Dog over 100 yards rushing. He had a couple mistakes in this one, but we won't harp too much on him. Ultimately, he's done more good for the team than he's done bad. As we get the 4th quarter underway, at that 29, Thompson, the running back, handing it off as he finds a gap, and he trucks through that safety. A first down for the Cardinal. In total, the running game really going strong. 150-plus yards. At the 18, they go Thompson, left side, shakes off 2 tackles, ball pops out. And this time, it's an offensive lineman who jumped on it. He wanted to keep going. That was actually the center who got it. And centers definitely do love to rumble when they get their hands on that ball. At the 16 here, under pressure. Now rolling to the outside. Draft will just get rid of it. And that'll actually stop the clock for the first time outside of the quarter break in about 4 or 5 minutes. It's 3rd and 7. They throw left side. It's caught by Blouse at the 3. Throw came in a little bit behind. He makes the adjustment, and the defense going to have to adjust here to the Wildcat. Thompson takes it. He tries to follow his blocks, and he will. However, I think one of those blocks maybe had a little bit too much of a Bruins jersey in it. They're going to end up getting Miles Vaughn with the holding over at left tackle. It was from the opposite side. 1st and goal now at the 13. As Draft keeps it. It was a great job from that slot. Kyrie Rashid, he read it the whole way. It's going to be a loss of 16, a 2nd and goal. As they're going to motion over a Nenny to the left-hand side. Haven't called his name yet today. They go to Thompson on the stretch. As he ducks under the Gomez block, they're back inside the 10. And that still leaves them 8 yards away from the end zone. It's 3rd and goal. As they go with the play action, throw it to the outside, and quickly on it is the edge man. That'll bring out the kicker for the first time today. It is Ritter, and he is good. Cardinal extend their lead to 18. Under 5 minutes remaining in this game. Jose, he's got to put together some quick drives as they look to set up the halfback screen here to the outside, and Marshall's got the first down, pushed out eventually by Marcock. He, just like many of the Bruins, having a pretty solid game, just nothing too spectacular. JP Cutting, though, he's had a few good grabs, and he's definitely made things difficult on Tim Easy, the young corner here of the Stanford Cardinal. Throwing it deep downfield and broken up. Asher and Pua. Haven't had to call his name yet. Pua still out there getting the start. Had his first start last week. With an open throw here, they find their tight end. Hand finally gets his hand on that ball. picks up a nice gain here as they go hurry up. We're inside 4.5 minutes. They're at the 31. They need 3 touchdowns. And Roseboom chops out Marshall. Will be a gain of 4 at their 27. They 2nd and 6. They got 2 receivers and a tight end right side. They go RPO cutting. He's got another first down. Surprisingly, being only 5'11", maybe 5'10", playing outside receiver, cutting away at the stereotypes. But to the outside, they get Newcomb. A big catch down at the 2. It's 1st and goal. Cardinal come out with a double A gap look here. Haven't got much pressure. And Jose to the outside, outruns Kiki. They get one of their scores. Do they go with a normal kick or do they send the onside unit out here with 3:31 remaining? Well, it does look like it will end up being the hands team. Wilkins with the onside. They let it go to the 2nd level. It's picked up by Lanier, who's looking for a lane to run. He'll be tackled at the 47. Cardinal have already been in their 4-minute offense this whole second half. Don't really expect much to change. And then he in motion as they hand it off to Thompson. A flag comes down almost as soon as that ball was snapped. Unfortunately, yet again for Vaughn, the call is on him. They get holding. It's 1st and 17. Kramer checks in. And they flip it out quickly to Thompson. It's that triple option again. He's got the first down, juking, and will help secure that first down. Oh, it was a great job by the corner to help limit what that play was going to be. As he's under pressure, it's a deep shot. Blouse is overthrown. That could have been the deep ball touchdown we haven't gotten too many of. Fortunately, the pressure threw off the pass. It's 2nd and 10. Thompson with about a gain of 1. Well, that will take us inside the 2-minute warning. A 3rd and 9 here at the 40. Motion left side is Blouse. Gonna make it a little bit tighter as they will throw his way. He gets the catch a little bit short, and Zach Thompson is holding at that right hamstring. Hopes are that that is just a cramp. He's ran for 80-plus yards. Dog has ran over 100. He's coming out here for 4th and 2. They're trying to put this game away. As they hand it off to Dog, he's got 4 in the first. First timeout called by the Bruins. They'll have just 2 more remaining, and a 3rd running back checking in here. It's Sulai for the 1st and 10. They keep it his way. Down the middle, he rumbles for 5. 2nd timeout call. They've got just 1 more remaining. A first down basically ends this game. 2nd and 5. They hand it off, and Sulai's got the gap that will put this one to an end. Cardinal will go 6 and 2 after their 5-game home streak with a 33-22 win over UCLA, and this one never was very close. They took an early 9-point lead with a touchdown and safety coming from their defense. Gordon Draft, though, played a very clean game out there. Overall, this was exactly what the Cardinal needed to do. Take down the UCLA Bruins, go 6 and 2, and then head in to 2 of their biggest games left, though honestly all are against pretty good teams. They've got the next one circled in Seattle. And yet again, Cassius Sampson is taking home your Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Week. He had 2 sacks, 3 TFLs, 3 total tackles, and one of those was the sack fumble in the end zone that the Cardinals scored on to start their day. And of course, with that, you've got to give him the National Defensive Player of the Week as well. He continues a very strong sophomore campaign. But ultimately, I want to shout out the run game in that one. They kept the offense steady, and they've taken us into a very important game, as mentioned, against Washington. They beat us last year, and they were a pretty big reason that we did not make it to the playoffs and to the Pac-12 championship. And as you see a little glimpse here, your Stanford Cardinal have continued to climb. We are now up to number 3. USC above us. They are obviously Pac-12. We are not scheduled to play against them in the regular season. That could only be a Pac-12 championship. So the Pac-12 championship is going to essentially decide, as things stand right now, potentially the number 1 seed. But of course, our Stanford Cardinals sit number 1 right now in the Pac-12 as we have not lost a conference game. We are 5-0. USC is 4-0. They've just played one less than we have. And we have 3 very important ones to go: Washington, Oregon, and Arizona. Washington and Oregon, they beat us last year. Those two definitely combined to take us out of all of our hopes. Arizona, they're going to look to get revenge because we laid a 24-0 goose egg on them and took away their hopes at the playoffs last year. And of course, Notre Dame is a rivalry, so we've got 4 very tough games yet to go in this regular season. And to make sure you don't miss out on how those games go, hit that sub button in the bottom right, that bear icon, or the sub button down below, whichever one you prefer. But also make sure you tap that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. This series, every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We got the Jags on Tuesday and Thursday. A lot of really big games coming your way, courtesy of Cassius Sampson, who's having a dominant season. Very much reminding me of Tafiti. We'll see if he ends up landing any big yearly awards. The Cardinal typically take home the best defensive end. But next time will be the game of the week against the Washington Huskies back up in Seattle, as we look for a little bit of revenge from last year.